I need to grow what God's given me. And whatever we put into use, clearly from scripture here, increases. And that is a powerful thing for us to get to know today. Every believer has something special on the inside of them. But society will tell us otherwise. It will treat us otherwise. We have to shut our ears. We have to focus on what God has clearly said. Because there are lies that the enemy will bring to you every day of your life to tell you, you don't have to work as hard. You don't have to focus on that. You don't have to make use of that. We've got to put into use what Christ has given us. It's my prayer for you, child of God. It's my prayer for you today. You are called of God. You are anointed by God to put into use what it is that Christ has given you. And oftentimes you realize that society is not designed to be able to give opportunities to all. This world is designed to favor those who work hard, those who fight for what they believe in. Even unbelievers, we can be born again, but we lead different lives. Our experiences with God are very different. You will realize that because of how we relate with God, because of how we are committed to God. What value are we attaching to being in the kingdom and being the people that love God, committed to following God? How then do we focus to make sure that we are making progress? The enemy wouldn't want you to put to use what God has given you. Tell you, just keep it, you don't need it. So there is confusion all over the place because those who are putting into use what God has given them, it looks like that's all they got. And so they don't have a choice. No. I got other things I can do. We don't worship God because we are idle. We don't pray because we are idle, because there are not other things to do. We don't serve God because we are idle. We are called into being able to do that. And failure to do that is disobedience to God. And there's nobody who has ever become, who will ever become anything when they are disobedient to God. Disobedience is expensive. Obedience pays. So my prayer for you today is that we are going to get to rise and ignore every negative voice. Whatever negates what God has said, we are going to ignore. We have to march ahead. We have to forge ahead. We have to keep moving ahead, making sure that what God has given us, we put it into use. We will be making baby steps, but I tell you, we are on our way. You will be making baby steps, but I tell you, you're going to be on your way to becoming what the Lord has called you to be on the planet. The worst thing that will ever happen to a person is to disappoint God. Is God has expectations, but then we disappoint when it comes to those expectations. That is the worst thing that is going to happen to anybody that is born of the Spirit of God. That God graces you in a certain way. He gives you this grace and He favors you in this way. He opens doors for you, but then you don't know that it's God and the expectations He has with regard to that. And people who have discovered that end up fulfilling their destinies on the planet, and they are fulfilled. If you ask them, if you spoke to them, they're going to tell you of how it is so satisfying serving God. So are we going to put into use what Christ has given you?